Good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. It certainly is a fantastic morning, a fantastic day, fantastic afternoon, wherever you may be. Make this day a day with purpose. Make this day a day that you're going to be intentional. Make this day a powerful, productive day. There's so much, y'all, that we have to be grateful for. We need to be grateful for. It's such a beautiful time, springtime, where everything is blossoming, everything is blooming, everything is flourishing. So just think about that. Think about that for a moment. How you could blossom, how you could flourish, how you can flow in your purpose. Wouldn't that be something? If you could just flow in your purpose without any apprehension, without any hindrances, without any, things that you're fearing, without any blockage, without any limitations. Just think about that. How you could flow in your passion. And that's something that really should inspire you to look back and look within and see those jewels, those gems, those treasures, all of those things that you have gathered inside of you throughout the years, throughout your experiences, throughout your education, throughout your know-how, and turn your passion into profit. Because I know that it could be something that be very lucrative, that it could be something that will open you up to a world of, that will blow your mind, that will absolutely blow your mind. A place of expansion, a place where you realize that, you know what? I am significant. I do have something to offer. And with that being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table, because I see it so many times. I talk to so many women, and whether it's, they're writing their books or whether they have a business, okay? And they may stop with that one book, or maybe they don't even, think about that they have a book, to write. And if you're a business owner, maybe you just started with that business. You're not even thinking about, well, I have something else that I could offer my audience. So that's what I mean by expanding, maximizing your potential, because I know it's inside of you to maximize your potential. And before, I get into this, let me drop some information. And I see Tiffany. Good morning, Russ. Good morning, Sean. How y'all doing this morning? Some information in the chat. I want you to come out and support this conference that's taking place tonight. It's called Building Unstoppable Confidence. And I'll be sharing the stage with Shameka and Candace. And, we're going to teach the audience how to build unstoppable confidence, because that's what you need. You need that unstoppable confidence. So we're going to give you the tools to maximize your potential. We're going to give you the tools to win at whatever it is that's in your heart. Now, I put that information on the screen, and, you could drop by and also to register for that information. And with that being said, I see Tiffany over there. Come on in, Tiffany. Come on.
I was waiting till you were done with your speech and your introduction. I said, nah, the way she's flowing this morning, let her have the center stage.
Girl, you just let me out the gate. Come on now. Come on.
That was such a grand opening. I said, nah, let me fall back. Let me stay right on in here. Let her go ahead and have it. They need
Girl, it's your turn. Now come on and tell the people who you are.
I am Tiffany Rochelle, also known as the People's Cheerleader. And what I do is I help women to rid the toxins from their hearts and to set goals that are true to you. Because I totally believe out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth speaks. And that is definitely something we got to do. We got to make sure that we rid those good old toxins so that we can go ahead and be effective. And toxins just doesn't mean that you got to have something poisonous and have that little dare sticker. You know, when they were telling kids don't do drugs back in the days, and they had the Mr. Yuck sticker. I'm not talking about stuff that's underneath your sink or something to that degree. These are definite toxins. You know, you got your bitterness and you got hate and malice and maliciousness that you're holding on to, and you're just mad at people for no reason. You need to get over it, you know, or you have a reason, and all you need to do is just have a conversation and get it over with. So it's amazing the power of a conversation and the things that a conversation can do just to help you get over where you're at. And so today's show is definitely going to be a great show today. I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and allow the comments to be your best friend, which is our best friend. That's the way we communicate with you. So go ahead and utilize that. And I'm going to say, let's go ahead and start the show. A great morning to everyone that is here. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to give this stage back over to Miss Gertrude J. Chapman. So we'll be able to go ahead and turn our passion into profit.
Yes, turning our passion into profit. Like I said, we welcome each and every one of you today, you know, because that was right on point, Tiffany, what you were saying, like the toxins in the heart, like we're talking about today. Listening can be effective. You know, you got to watch what you're listening to. Absolutely. Because either what you're listening to is going to propel you forward, or it's going to stop you. Right. It's going to stop you right in your track. And, you know, a lot of things that people listen to, and all of us, all of us, we have to learn how to, you know, protect our ear gates. You have to. Yeah. Because things that we allow to come in our ear gates, those things could be poisonous. And could stop us right in our track, or paralyze us, stop us, or, you know, create that fear, create that apprehension, create those limitations. So, you know, audience, you have to be accountable for yourself. You have to be responsible. You have to learn to, you know, disregard things that you hear. Okay? Walk away. Change the conversation. Whatever it is. Okay? Put on your big boy or your big girl pants. And, you know, it's time out for, you know, laying blame. You have to take responsibility of what you're listening to, because listening can be effective. But what are you listening to? It's going to either affect you in one way or the other. What are you really listening to? Okay. And a lot of times this, you know, may hinder somebody from writing their book, or from, you know, launching out in their business because of what they heard. Or, you know, and they hear things that's not necessarily true. And I hate those old wives' tale. Okay, they don't have a basis to stand on. It's just something that people repeat. And you know, that's why, you know, I always tell the audience to read, to expand your mindset, to get a different focal point, because a lot of things that you have heard in the past, let me tell you, it's not true. It's just something that people repeat over and over again. And
it sounds cute.
Yeah, they repeat it over and over again, Tiffany. So now it becomes the truth. But it's not really true.
Right. You know? It's just something that they heard that's on repeat street because it sounds cute, or it was a nice little rhyme. And they were like, oh, that sounds nice. Okay. You know, and then we become to the point where we start believing it. And is it something that is believable for real? Is this something that really resonates with your core values? Is it something that really resonates with how you're believing? And you got to really think about that thing. Repeat some of those wives' tales, you know, that you've heard over time. And is that something that's really true? You know, or even sometimes that I'm even go here, we're church kids, that you'll have a particular scripture that will be said and you'll only hear a portion of it. And therefore you limit yourself to that particular portion. But if you open it up and eat the whole roll of it, then you'll understand that it will bless your life tremendously. Or you're like, oh my God, Hence, where I'm going to agree with you, where reading is fundamental. And it's very important for you to read and for you to know for yourself exactly what a thing is so that you can have a better understanding and you can know exactly what it is that you're supposed to do. When you go beyond just hearing and you start listening and allow it to digest and you're really comprehending what's going on, you become a powerful individual because you're going just beyond just allowing those things just to be heard. And it's falling on, so to speak, deaf ears. You go ahead and listen to that. Even with, I can't help it, I love music. Even with music, listen to the words that are in the music. Is that something that's resonating with you? Sure, the beat sounds nice. Sure, it makes you feel good. Sure, you might want to sway. And then you start listening to them. My kids had a song that was coming on one point in time, and I banished it from the house. I was not having it in the house at all. And it was I can't remember all the words to it, but it said, all my friends are dead, push me to the ledge. I said, like, hell, y'all will be. Nope, we ain't listening to that in the house. And I get it, but the beat was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you guys, what is that? Nope, turn it off. Nope, we ain't doing this. It ain't happening. So it's like, listening to the words of it instead of just hearing the music. It goes far beyond. And I'm sitting here going like, why are all these kids wanting to fight each other? Why is everybody trying to commit suicide? Why is everything happening? Because of what they're listening to, what they're allowing to digest, and the things that are resonating in their brain. This is one of the reasons why it's powerful for us to listen to one another. Because if you listen to a person, sure, sometimes they may not tell you, hey, I'm struggling, I'm going through, but if you pay attention to their behaviors, the patterns in which they're doing, and certain things that they're saying, you're able to read between the lines. And you know what? Let me help your life. I'm not going to be so mean to you today because I can be sarcastic. Let me not be so sarcastic to you today. You know what? That's not what you need, because I listen to the words that you're saying and I'm listening to your body reaction. So it's speaking louder than what you're actually saying to me. So us listening, paying attention, and that's going to bless our life. It's powerful. It's a powerful tool to use. Listening, powerful.
Listening and understanding. Yes. With all that getting, get an understanding.
Got to get an understanding.
Yeah. Got to. And listening can be effective, y'all. But what are you listening to?
What are you listening to?
What are you listening to that's going to affect your life? Either it's going to affect your life positive, or it's going to affect your life to be negative. Okay. And it's very, very important. And when we're talking about maximizing your potential and taking the limits off of your mind, expanding your mindset, and seeing yourself winning, you got to make sure that you're lining up. And I talked about it yesterday I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Friday, I don't remember, about lining up with your thinking, your speaking, your actions. Those things have to line up. But it all goes back, what are you listening to? And that moves us, into the first one. You got to get out of your safe place, because when you're listening to something that's going to, move you, and something that's going to increase you, and something that's going to cause you to be productive, it will get you out of that safe place. That place where you just want to play it safe, that comfort zone. And a lot of you may be in that comfort zone right now. And you've been playing it safe for so long that now it just has become, a habit. And this is where you think that you should stay. And you're afraid to, go beyond where you are now, because you have realized that you've come this far.
Sure.
Okay. It was bad in the past.
Sure.
And it has come this far. And I feel safe here. I feel safe. So now I'm afraid to move forward.
Wow.
But if you listen to the right message, if you listen to the right things, positive things, being productive, expanding your mindset, going beyond your limitations, you'll find yourself moving forward out of that safe place. Safe place, that comfort zone, that place in your mind that you have created to say, well, just have this comforter or this blanket and I'm going to wrap myself in it. You know, I'm doing well right here. I'm doing well with making, I'm just going to say, with making 5 figures. I'm not going to go beyond that, but I want you to see there's much more for you. Okay? We live in a world of abundance. We do not live in a world of lack. I don't care what the gas prices are. Okay? I don't care what the gas prices are. Don't let it come out of your mouth saying, you know, you can't afford. What you do instead, this is what you say. How can I, you know, be able to make this thing happen? Change the way you think. Change your mindset. But it all depends on what you're listening to. Sometimes you have to move out of that comfort zone of having those friends, those business associates, or whoever it may be, talking all that lack, talking all that unbelief, talking all that junk, and feeding yourself with all of that rubbish. Okay? For you, in order to maximize your potential, okay, and get out of your own way, you have to make that step. You have to believe. You have to see yourself winning. And I told you this, I think it was on yesterday's broadcast. First, you have to see yourself winning in order to make those steps. And also to surround yourself with people who are positive. Have those right collaborations. Have those right associations. It's not about, well, let me see who I could grab to this team. Let me see, you know, how we could, become collaborators just to collaborate. It's not about that. Collaboration has to be much more than that. It has to be toward your purpose. Okay? Everything is by purpose. Everything, y'all, is by design. So, you know, listening can be effective, but what are you listening to?
What you're listening to definitely matters, because what you take in normally is how you're going to react. So everything in you got to come out. So if I'm putting something in me, it's eventually going to come out. I have my little travel cup right here. It looked like a little bag. I absolutely love this little cup. So cute. I got coffee in here. Eventually it's going to come out. I'm ingesting it. It's going to come out. We eat food. It's going to come out. What we input in our bodies is going to definitely come out. What we're listening to and what we're taking heed to, that's going to eventually manifest, and we're going to see fruits of whatever it is that we're starting to listen to. We have to become to a point where we're mindful of the things that we listen to. And sure, you know, sometimes we have individuals that are around us and they have their issues, they have their problems. When we listen to them, sure, we'll listen to that, but you can't hold on to that. You can't put that in a little comforter and you start going to sleep with that, because that attaches to you. If you hear something negative, make sure you take the opportunity to go ahead and get that out of you. Excavate that from your spirit, excavate it from your mind so it doesn't resonate with you. Sure, be the helpful individual that you need for that person, but don't allow that to attach to you, because it's not going to be healthy and beneficial to you. In regards to these safe zones and these safe places and these comfort zones, we gotta get out of those places. A safe place. When I seen our topic today and when we were saying safe places, I kind of smiled a little bit, because we stay here in Florida, right? And we always have hurricanes, and you know, we have these different little hurricanes that comes on, and so we got to end up going to a shelter, which in turn is kind of like our little safe place that we turn to if, you know, there's flooding that's going on or you can't stay in your house. There's like a safe place, so everybody kind of gathers there, and they're there in a safe place until all harm around and it's clear, and they can go ahead and return back to wherever they're at. The catch to that is it's only a temporary space. It's a place usually that people are kind of free of whatever's happening around them, because you got the tornadoes that's going on out there. You got the hurricanes and such that's going on out there. This is my safe place. I am here just for a temporary moment. So I'm saying all that to say, if there's insecurities in life and there's issues that you are surrounded by in life, you have to allow yourself, sure, go into a safe place, sure, go into a comfort zone, but that should only be temporary, just to get your mind back together, just to get you back together. The minute that you get yourself together, step out of that comfort zone, step out of that safe place. You can't stay there long. We don't reside in them safe places and them comfortable places for hurricanes long. We're only there for a temporary time or a temporary season. Same thing with you. It's time for you to get out of your safe place. It's time to get out of that comfort zone, step into the uncomfortable, step into the unknown, and create your world. Allow your world to manifest. These things that you're listening to, stop all the negativity. Make sure that you're listening to something positive that's going to build you up and that's going to cause you to go towards your purpose versus driving you from it. Always move forward. We always want that forward moving momentum. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself. And if you got a bad circle and that circle is keeping you stagnated, you need to make the C. Just use the C in the circle. Instead of it being a complete circle, just use the C in the circle. There's an opening. You're going to need to get out of that circle and go into a circle that's going to be, or go into a group of individuals that's going to edify you and that's going to build you up and cause you to stretch. When you're growing and coming out of an uncomfortable situation, or where you're coming out of your comfort zone, you're uncomfortable. You need to stretch. You need to move. It's going to be uneasy. It's not going to be the most comfortable place. But once you start utilizing those muscles and you start doing it, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And it's man, this stopped me. I was holding on to this, or so this was easy. All this stuff comes effortlessly to you anyway. So if it's coming effortlessly to you, go ahead and do it. All you got to do is just exercise it. The minute you exercise it, it's a go. It's go time, y'all.
Yeah, it's a go, right? And like you say, when it becomes effortless, okay, it's something that you're flowing into. That's associated with purpose.
Absolutely.
You know, that's associated with purpose. So you got to come out of that. And always build according to your purpose, y'all.
Yeah.
Always build according to your purpose, that comfort zone. And that leads us into the next one, launch out. Okay. Don't be afraid to launch out. You know, this safe place could also be this place of shallow water. Okay. Yeah. Shallow water. But now it's time to launch out into those deeper waters.
Yeah.
Launch out into the deep. Okay. Now it depends on what you're listening to. If you're listening to mediocre, that's where you're going to remain. But you have to listen to level by level, okay? Messages that was going to take you level to level and deeper dives, okay? You cannot remain the same. Everything changes, okay? Just like a caterpillar. I'm sure, a caterpillar goes through something in order to be a butterfly. There's a metamorphosis that takes place. And I'm pretty sure, Tiffany, it's not comfortable, okay? Going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. There's something that maybe happens in the body that's uncomfortable. And a lot of times when we as humans, we feel uncomfortable or what we're doing, we come up against a brick wall, what happens? You want to quit. You want to quit. Instead of looking at it in this way, seeing, okay, well, there's something more for me. This is another level for me. This is a deeper dive for me to take my book or my writing journey or to take my business into another level. Sure. You get discouraged. You want to give up. Things are not, when things don't look like you think they should be, it's time to. That's why you write the vision down. You make it plain. You write your goals down. You write your plans. Okay. Your goals, your vision will remain the same, but those plans will change. They're not written in stone. Okay. And you build upon that. You see what you got to do.
Yeah.
To go to that next level. You have to understand that, but you have to launch out. You can't play it safe, okay? You got to go into those deeper waters. You got to go into those deeper thoughts. You got to go into that deeper expanse of your business, whatever it is. You got to go into the depths of your mind, the deeper things about you. First of all, you have to know who you are. You have to know your purpose. That's why you surround yourself. You collaborate with people who are what? Speaking the same thing. Okay, they're speaking the same thing. They have a goal, they have a purpose. I told you on yesterday's broadcast how each one will complement each other. Okay, but it's that one speech, that one language, okay, that one goal. And when you come together like that, but first you got to be unified in yourself, in your mind, what you're thinking, in your speech, what you're saying, and in your actions, what you are doing. And when that happens, you got all of those things together within you and within that group. There's nothing that can be withheld from you. There'll be nothing impossible for you, but you got to launch out. So that depends on what you're listening to. Either those things are going to help you go forward, go into those deeper dives, those deeper depths. You understand?
Yeah.
Or it's going to hinder you. I'm telling you, you're not a garbage disposal.
Not
it's time out for play. Okay, it's time out for play.
Yeah.
If you want to play, you know, that's one thing. But if you're serious about what you're doing, you're serious about impacting lives, you're serious about changing your life, watch what you're listening to.
Watch what you listen to. That's powerful. Kid you not. So it's a beautiful thing to launch out, and it's something that you need to do. You're kind of going to be a history maker, so to speak, when you're launching out. Why am I saying you're a history maker? For instance, we're still in Women's History Month, right? So Erin Jackson, she was one of them to make history, so to speak. She was the first Black woman to win a speed skating as an Olympic gold medalist. So I'm saying that she had to launch out in order to make history. Some of us want to be individuals that we say household names, and we say that, you know, you want to be able to make history. Make your story count. But in order for you to get there to that point, it's like we want to wake up and just wake up the successful individual. You got to wake up. Even when you wake up in the day, you wake up, you open your eyes. Next thing you know, you're sitting up and then you're throwing your feet out. There's a process to how you get up and get out of bed, or wherever you're sleeping, out on a couch, in your car, wherever you're sleeping at. There's still a process as to how it goes. So saying the same thing, there's a process. You're not going to just wake up and it's an overnight thing. You're going to end up having to wake up, shake yourself off, and realize there's some things that I got to do so I can make history. There's some things that I got to do, but you got to launch out. You got to step out of your comfort zone so that you'll be able to be that individual. And so now she set a benchmark that she's the first Black woman. Who's going to be next? Are you going to beat her? Are you going to beat her record? She's made a record now. So now we got to find somebody on. We ain't got to find it. But now somebody else is, every time there's a record that's there that somebody done created, somebody got to feel like they're going to meet it. They're going to beat it, and they're going to exceed it.
Yes.
But if it had not been for her launching out, if it had not been for her starting, that wouldn't have happened. So many people have already started certain things, and we're going to take the fear out of it. There's a lot of things that are already put together. The wheel is already created. You don't have to recreate it. You can put your stank on it, but you don't have to recreate the wheel. But you do have to take the first step and to step out so that you will be able to be the successful individual that you want to be. Brings us back to point number one. Who are you listening to? Who are you ingesting? Who is encouraging you so you can launch out? If there is somebody that is discouraging you, you'll never be able to make it. You'll never be able to do it. You can't do that. That's too much. That costs too much money. You won't be able to find the funds. You won't be able to find a grant. Who's going to want you to go into their school? Do you know what you got? You need to put a mute ear to that voice that you're hearing so that you can launch out. That's what you want to do. The only person that's stopping you is you. You don't have to listen to the voice that's telling you can't. You know you can. Believe in yourself enough so that you can launch out and you can start to become who it is that you want to be. Set your history.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I'm not ignoring the comment where it says pray for Pakistan. I don't know what's going on in Pakistan, but you know, we will pray for you and different things of that nature. But also to you all in Pakistan, okay? This message is for you, and especially you ladies, okay? Especially you ladies. Okay, you have value, you have worth. All right, we are human race. We're not, we got to get over this division of race and of color and all these other things, of religion and all these other things, and realize that we are human beings and we all have value. We all have purpose. So, you got to be careful what you're listening to. And, listening can be very effective. So there's hope for each and every one of you. I just want you to realize that, beyond your circumstances, whatever the circumstance may be that you may be going through, you have a purpose and there's a plan for your life. God has a plan for your life. And that moves us into the next step, where we talk about capture your audience and your clients. Find out, what you are using. And this all goes by what you're listening to. It's going to propel you in those areas. Okay. It's going to propel you to look at, what you have to offer. And a lot of times, what happens, Tiffany, people will start discounting their products and services and different things of that nature. Or they'll say, for example, well, I have nothing to offer. Who wants to buy from me? Okay. Look at the things that you're using to capture your audience and clients. When you go back to the drawing board, that drawing board is the goals and those plans. And you're sitting there. Sometimes you have to make adjustments. Sometimes, you have to add some things. And if it's not working in this area, find a way to make it work. Okay. Make it work. Because of course, inside of you, you don't have to reach for anything outside of you. You have all of these answers on the inside of you, but it depends on what you're listening to, whether you can understand who you are and really know who you are, or you confused about it because of things that you listen to. Because, in the world, Tiffany, if you sit there and you listen, you look at the news, you look at you hear what people saying, you look at programs, there's a lot of confusion going on. Okay. There's a lot of confusion going on. Sometimes you have to pull away from those things. Okay. Because they will cause you to devalue yourself. They will cause you not to see who you are clearly. Okay. I'm telling you, everything that's happening around you, that's happening to you, that you're going through or whatever, you already have the solutions. You have to find that solitary place and sit back and say, what am I using to capture my audience? What am I using, to attract my clients? Look at your lead magnets. Look at what you're using, okay? Because when you operating and you operating according to purpose, according to, those good things, you're being productive, these things will work. Just like I said, people complaining now about inflation with gas prices, inflation with food. Instead of you joining in that conversation, okay? I know it's high, okay? I know it's high, like what people say, but you don't have to be affected by it, okay? You don't have to be affected by it at all. Because let me tell you, you're doing better than what you think you are. But again, it's all about a mindset. It's all about what you're listening to. It's all about your speech. It's all about what you're talking. Are you bringing these things to you, attracting them to you by your speech? There's life and death in the power of the tongue. Now, either you want to be productive and profitable or not. Either you want to maximize your potential or not. What are you listening to? Okay? Don't say, I can't afford. Instead, look at it and say, how can I make this happen? If you look around and take a inventory of yourself, you'll find something within yourself that you could turn your knowledge into dollars. Think about that. What have you been sitting on? You remember, Tiffany, we talked about the comfort zone. What have you been sitting on that you haven't put into action? Because you have a limited mindset. You need to listen to live streams. You need to listen to podcasts. You need to learn how to invest in yourself instead of trying to go out there and buy the latest dress to keep up with Kim Kardashian or whoever else it may be, Beyonce or whoever else. I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there, okay? trying to buy the latest thing, trying to, impress people who really don't care about you. Okay. Who are you looking to impress? Spending your money on stuff that's going to depreciate.
Sure.
Instead of, investing in yourself, who's priceless, who's already appreciating. Okay. Your mind is a great investment. Invest in your mind. Invest on changing your mindset. Okay. As long as you have this, honey, you'll never be broke. Okay. You'll never be broke another day in your life, but you got to mindset.
And not only have your mind, but use it.
Yes, that's it.
Because a lot of us have stuff, like we got a lot of activities of a lot of limbs that we have, but we take advantage of it or don't take advantage of it. Like how am I getting my cup? I've got my coffee right there. I'm looking at it. It tastes good and phenomenal, but I don't want to use my hands to pick it up to put it to my mouth. It's a shame for us to be in possession of such great things and not use it. It is woe unto us, I should say, for us to have such a beautiful commodity that a lot of people don't have. Do you know how many people? I can't say how many people, because I'm not going to say, do you know how many people? But there are a few people that are in the hospital that are in a vegetable state, that they can't use some of their limbs. And then there are people that are in their homes and whatsoever, and they need care. They're not able to move everything. They may be in a wheelchair and they're only limited in what they can do. You have the full activity of your limbs. And even for some of us that have limited ability with it, utilize it to your fullest capacity. Utilize it to be able to allow your audience, your clients, individuals that are in your community and your surroundings to be attracted to you. You should be part of the magnet that people are attracted to. Whatever it is that you have, whether you're using your personality, your skills, your talents, your gifts, whatever you're using, they should be drawn to you and say, it's kind of like here's church girl. What must I do to be saved? What must I do to become a part of what she has? What must I do to get my mindset to shift? She seems to be such a happy individual. She seems to be so together. That man got it going on over there. Man, he's phenomenal. He's a bad bass. I can't help it. Music, here it is. Oh, he's a bad bass player. Man, did you hear the licks he was doing on the drums? Oh, man. They're walking in their gift.
Yes.
They're walking in their talent. They're walking in their fullest ability, but you just want to be the one that observes it. You just want to be. Now, don't get me wrong. We all need that individual because we need the clients and the audience. However, what are you doing to attract the people to you? Because musicians, preachers, coaches, teachers, we all are doing our part to get them, but what are you doing to make, who are you listening to? Brings us back there. Who are you listening to that's causing you to be the other side of the magnet, that's causing the clients and causing your audience to be captivated by what you do? When you open your mouth, you should be able to share the value that you have. You should be able to open your mouth and people be drawn to what it is that you have versus like, oh my God, I'm happy to see her coming. I'm happy to see her go. You are a person who appreciates going according to what you said. We need to make sure that we're investing in us to appreciate, but it starts with us appreciating who we are so that our value can appreciate and now others can be impacted by that.
And that's so very, very true. So very true. And that brings us into the next one, and this is very powerful, y'all. But according to your purpose, partnerships and collaborations, not just to get all these people together and say, oh, I have this big team. Okay. It has to be designed according to, purpose. All right. According to purpose. Where are you going? That's another reason why you have to write your vision and make it plain. You have to have those goals and you have to have those plans to reach those goals and everything else that, that you have designed on that sheet of paper. Okay. And it's more than the big sheet. I have this big board. Okay. And I have these different things with, many pages. It's huge. Okay. And this is what I write down because there's other things that go into that goal planning. thing that I do. There's other things. There's my purpose. There's, my audience, who I'm reaching, okay? And what I'm doing in that. So you have to be detailed. You have to break it down, because I'm going to tell you, if you do it the right way, there's going to be more than enough, okay? I'm telling you, there is abundance. So don't be worried about withholding things. I talked about this last week. We talked about this last week about trying to withhold things in a collaboration. Okay, everybody has to participate. It's not where I just sit there and absorb everything everybody else has. It's total commitment, total shareability. Everybody shares. Everybody brings something to the table, because we're a team. We all are looking to win. Okay. And we can't be selfish. We can't withhold things. We can't think, well, I'm giving too much. What do I have? You can't have that type of mindset. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have to build with purpose. You have to build with trust. You have to build where people are, have the same goals in mind. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a team effort. So some of those things that you have in your mind, those limitations, jealousy, envy, and stuff, you can't build with people like that. Okay. That mindset has to change. And if it's you have to get yourself together. Okay. You have to get rid of those things, because those things will limit you.
Sure.
Okay. They will limit you. They will block you. I'm telling you, there'll be more than enough. Okay. Because it gives you more access to clients when you do it the right way, because you have your audience, the next person has their audience, the next person have their audience. You have all these audiences, and now you're giving them everything that they need in that one, a segment. Because I told you, it's a segment. Okay, there's a segment here of you and your collaboration group. Okay, then somebody else has a segment there with their collaboration group. It's a big puzzle, y'all. And we have to make sure that we are fitly joined together. Okay. We have a purpose. God has a plan for our lives. Now, what are you doing? Okay. I know, I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's what I want to hear.
Watch yourself, Gertrude. That's
it. What I want to hear, right? We got to do it. So we have to come out of our comfort zone, because sometimes, Tiffany, people think it's all about them, and it's not about them at all. It's about a higher purpose, a higher plan, right?
True.
The vision is big. Even our own personal vision is big. And if your vision is not big, and you can see it where you could do all of it yourself, something's wrong. You got to go back to the drawing board, because in the vision that we have, okay, we can't do it by ourselves.
It takes collaboration, because you're going to need to be with individuals that is going to be able to help you to produce and create that something, that vision that you have. You can't do it by yourself. And if you could do it by yourself, go ahead and do it by yourself. Congratulations. I'm grateful that you were able to accomplish that by yourself. Then what's next? Okay.
That is true. And it moves us to the next one, with believing in you. Okay. I tell you, it's by design. It's an inner voice, y'all. What does that inner voice say? Okay. It gives you direction. I was sleeping, it was yesterday morning. Okay. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. Girl, I had to get my phone. I had to speak into my phone. Okay. Everything I spoke was lined up for something. And that's what it is. Okay. That's exactly what I had to do. So you have to believe in yourself, in that inner voice. What is that inner voice telling you? It's giving you direction. It's giving you things to do. Why aren't you doing it? You're not paying attention. Okay. You're not paying attention. A lot of times people, they try to use this example or use that example and getting bits and pieces from here and there and everywhere. And not saying there's anything wrong with that, Tiffany, because sometimes that's what the inner voice will tell you. Well, go over here and get this information. Go over here and get this information. But I'm going to tell you, it's by design, okay? And people, a lot of times, they discount that inner voice, but that inner voice is very, very important, okay? Because there's different methods. There's different methods. Just like for instance, different methods. Water flows, electricity flows, and air flows. Okay? When you're talking about a house, everything's, and we are vessels, right? We are vessels. This is our house. Okay? Everything flows, but there's different methods of water flowing. Water flows through pipes. Electricity flows through wires. The air flows through these ducts, but everything is flowing. So according to your purpose, things have to flow in a certain way through you. So that's why you have to know exactly who you are, who you're called to serve, what you're called to do, who you called to, whose pain points is resonating with you, because it's by design. That's why you have to believe in yourself. That's why you have to listen to that inner voice. Okay? Because I promise you, you will never fail when you listen to what's going on the inside of you. Going back to that question, who are you listening to? Your listening can be effective, but who are you listening to?
Who are you listening to?
Are you listening to everybody else, all the noise around you, or are you paying attention to that still soft voice that's inside of you that's trying to say it's by design?
Wow.
And this is the way that I have designed you to be. And I'm giving you everything that you need. Just follow me. Who are you listening to?
Don't listen to anybody that's going to cause you not to believe in you. Anybody that's going to cause you to doubt you, mute their voice. Anybody that's going to cause you to be stagnated, mute their voice. Because if nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in you. And when we see you're believing in you, it's easier for us to, some people will believe in you because they see greatness in you and they're going to want to pull greatness out of you so you can kind of believe in you too. Grateful for those individuals. But all they're doing is just helping to cultivate what they already see in you. You got to see it for yourself. How do you say it? You got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. So we need you to see who you are. Not only do you see it, you got to believe it, and then you got to walk in it.
Yes, and walk in it. And I promise you, you won't be tired. Okay, you won't be tired. And you won't be just doing busy stuff, but you'll be productive. Okay, you'll be productive. You'll be able to maximize your potential.
Yes.
And stop leaving money on the table, because there's greatness on the inside of each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And I hope that what we have shared with you has brought value to your life, to have you sit back and see, let me see what I have to bring to the table. Okay, there's a lot inside of you. So sit back, find that quiet space, and go there, define yourself, start on your goals and your plans. Dismiss those voices, mute those voices, move yourself out of your comfort zone. Be prepared to launch out in the deep and capture your audience and clients, those who are listening for your voice. They're listening for your voice, whether it's in speaking or whether it's through your message. But there's people out there that's listening for you because they need to know the answers to their problems and situations. And you are a problem solver. And those partners and those collaborators, they're waiting on you. Okay, they're waiting on you. This is your time to do those things. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are worth something, that you have value. And like she said, it's Women's History Month and different things of that nature. And we speaking to the women.
Yeah.
No matter, who, what you have done and what has happened to you, throughout your life or whatever, you have value. Okay. And it's time to stop putting yourself on the back burner and move into your position, because this is launching time. Okay. And it's time for you to launch out in the deep. And with that being said, we just thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And we look forward to seeing you the next time. But remember this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, everyone. Take care.